What's good, y'all? My name is Rorvis Paradox, aka Docs Brando. I would like to welcome you all to another installment of Rorvis Reviews. Today's episode is about my contenders for album of the year at this mid-year point. Um, just makes sense for me to get to it because I'm always doing an end of the year review. So let's get the first mid-year list out the way. Now my Doxaholics, we have a goal for this channel, and that is 500 subscribers by the end of the year. This is something I definitely believe we can accomplish. So let's make sure this is done by, sharing clips, sharing links to the videos to everyone and everyone that will be interested in this type of content. Help me out and help you out, because the bigger we grow, the more people we get in, and the better the quality of this content can get to. Make sure you hit that notification bell if you're a real Doxaholic on my YouTube page, as well as follow me on IG at DocsBrando25. We don't miss out when anything drops. With all that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first album I want to talk about is Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q. Now, Schoolboy Q is somebody I've been listening since high school, somebody I kind of grew up on. The first album I heard was 2014's Oxymoron, which made me go back to listen to 2012's Habits and Contradictions, which, 2016 came around, and one of my favorite projects from him, Blank Face LP, was released in 2016, and the last time we heard from him was Crash Talk by 2019. And that's not a bad project, but it's a project where he was going through a lot after losing Mac Miller, and I could tell he tried to put his all into it, but you can tell that there are some things that could be polished up on, but it's still a solid project. So going into this album, there's some expectations of where is he gonna go next, what's he going to do. And I think this album, why it's one of my favorites of the year, is because it's condensed wonderfully. There's so many different sounds going on with the production, so many different flows and styles coming from Q himself, that it shows he's really been working on his craft, and everything has grown to the next level. This is a shorter project, it's kind of under an hour, but it has this replay value where you're like, I could just keep spinning this album over and over and over. When it first dropped, I listened to the album at least 2 or 3 times just alone that day, and I've continually gone back to this album. That's why it's up so high in my rankings. This is definitely a strong contender for album year. This is right now at number 1. Constantly going back to this album, and it just keeps getting better and better and better, and I keep finding new songs that I like. But right now the top songs are Thank God for Me. So this song right here is probably gonna be my favorite song of the year, just because it's giving me the same feeling when I first heard I'm Him by Larry June. It's just, this song will be my theme music for the year. It just give you that motivation, just that shit talk type thing. Pig Feet is an exciting, bombastic track that just makes you bounce off the walls. Ohio featuring Freddie Gibbs is fire as well. Pop with him and Rico Nasty. Blue Sides, tribute to Mac Miller, great track, as well as Cooties. These are my favorite songs off the album. Definitely an album I highly recommend. This is, I'm about to go spin it right after this. I love this album so much. Now, the next album I want to talk about is We Don't Trust You, a Metro Boomin and Future collab. Now, Metro has been on a run of a lifetime, in my opinion. From Savage Mode 2 to Heroes and Villains to the Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack, and now with 2 albums he released in the same year here with Future. He's definitely showing why he's one of the best producers out right now, and I would say he's trying to stay claimed as one of the best to ever do it. But that's neither here nor there. That's a topic for another video. With Future, he's someone that I liked his early albums, but I kind of fell off from listening to him for a short period of time. But I gained back traction with him with his 2022 album, I Never Liked You. So with them coming together, it's just perfect for me to get back into being a Future fan, as well as to continue to enjoy Metro Boomin as a producer. Now, that being said, when they come together, it's always greatness, and this is definitely shown in their collab album. This album, just from the start of it, was already one that was going to be special this year. I think the production is always going to be high with Metro, but this one is definitely up there. I don't know where to rank it compared to the rest of the albums in this run right now. It's still very early, but it's definitely high. Every he is phenomenal. Future is in his bag. He's shit talking. He's doing his usual thing, you know, but it's definitely at a high level. And the selection of features on this album was great as well. Um, and you know, one of the highlights that I would get into is definitely the Like That song featuring Kendrick Lamar. Um, Production wise, Metro killed the fucking song. Future nailed his shit, and then Kendrick came through to stay claimed as one of the best rappers alive. And he took some shots, of course, but I'm not gonna get into details of this album. That's not what this album is about. This album is about greatness, and it's definitely up there. Another highlight is the intro song, in my opinion. We Don't Trust You. There's something about this really setting the tone for the album. The next track, Young Metro, definitely a great track as well. Everyday Hustle featuring Rick Ross, Type Shit, and Running Out of Time. These are my favorite songs on the album, and this is definitely another one of those albums that have continually seen playing for me. I can just play from start to finish, you know, with no problems. This is a highlight. Everything was hitting perfectly. So this is ranked number 2 in my opinion of album of the year contenders. I don't know where it's going to be at the end of the year, but as of right now, it's number 2. Now, the next album I'm going to talk about is Stare Me Naked by Sam X. Sam X is a group coming out of Arizona, so it's local talent, and it is some bias with me putting this up high, but that bias is definitely it's a given. It's proven because these gentlemen are really about this music shit. They're very serious and they take everything to heart. They put everything into this into their music, and it's definitely shown by their first the first album that I got introduced to by them, called Ghetto, from last year. Well, I think it was like top 5 at my end of the year list last year. So they just continue to push their momentum into this year with this project. Now it's kind of short, you know, it's kind of more of an LP, a EP, but this is what started my year off as one of my favorites, and you know, it's definitely still high. Songs like Six Sense, where you know, production crazy and the rapping is top tier. They're going out of their mind with the rapping ability. Penny from the Park was a single from last year that got my attention to really show the in-house producer K. Joe's ability. It's just such a interesting beat, but the sample is what really gets me going, and that combined with the rapping from each of the artists, top tier. Fuck the World, another great track. Got this rapping on here is great. Quotables off of this track as well. Skinny Dipping, great fun track, along with the music video, insanely creative. And one of my favorite parts of it is at the end of the song, a snippet of iCarly is played on there when it says, "Sam, rip her head off." So it's just, everything about this project is just, you know, it's condensed, it's short, but I play this bi-weekly in the office when I'm working, so definitely a great project. I'm gonna rank it number 3 right now. Definitely was great, and I think another thing that kind of boosted is I got to see them perform live, and hearing and seeing the songs perform with that exact energy. I don't know. Like I said, I got some bias towards them with this, but I'm definitely okay with giving them their flowers and ranking them number 3. Now, the next album I'm going to talk about is another appearance from Metro Boomin and Future, their project We Still Don't Trust You, the second release of the year, and I believe in quality level it's just as good as We Don't Trust You, but I think We Don't Trust You, just in my opinion, it's on another level than this. But this album is still solid, great production throughout, and it's an album that, you know, I can just play through, like play through no skips and just let it roll. You know, do I have favorite tracks on this? Absolutely, but this is definitely one of those where everything is still phenomenal. Again, they know how to start our album off. We Still Don't Trust You is such a great title track and opener for a project. Going into Drinking Dance, Jealous, Nights Like This, came to, you know, Right For You, and definitely one of my highlights is Beat It. This album was just solid. Metro Boomin, don't miss right now, and Future, you know, as his wingman, is going phenomenal. So they're going 2 for 2 right now this year, and it might be another case where Future's shown to do this before. But right now, ranking it number 4, I think it's a great project. like I said, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about this album at the end of the year. It may go higher, it may go lower, but as of right now, it's number 4. Now, the last album I'm going to talk about, that's rated number 5, is Heavy by Sir. Now, Sir is a phenomenal artist, in my opinion. This is his second release after his masterpiece of an album, Chasing Summer, from 2019. And with that album, from top to bottom, it's just flawless. But the tone is very particular. It's definitely it has a very vibe, it has a melodic vibe to it, and it's a lot of sad side nigga music. The best track from the album being John Redcorn, and that's one of the, if there's a side nigga song, that's the image, that's the first thing that pops up, cause that's just the whole vibe of the album for the most part. That nigga is down on his luck. But with this project, it's very different. This album has him more talking his shit. There's more upbeatness to it. There's songs where sometimes he's really talking his game to to the woman. He's really in love sometimes, but other times he's really just like ain't shit nigga, and it just works. And it's such a difference in tone. And I don't know if everybody's rocking with it. I know I've gone back to this after the first heard, and I've definitely been spinning it more this week, and it's definitely I don't think this album is better than Chasing Summer, and I don't think it's that low in quality. Everything is still great. Production of all these tracks is phenomenal. The beat selection great, but I don't know, there's something missing from it. But it's still a great album. Sir, just has a great voice. He has a way to just fit into a pocket and just nail it. I don't think there's many artists that know themselves as well as Sir when it comes to his singing. Highlights from this album is Karma. One of my favorite tracks on here, No Evil, Poetry in Motion, Ignorant, and the song You. Again, Sir has released a great album, and as of right now is number 5 on my album of the year contenders at the midpoint. Now, you've heard my top 5 albums of the year so far, but there's definitely some things I can cover to wrap this video up. Number 1 is which songs are actually my favorite songs of the year. And like I said before, Thank God For Me is definitely number 1. Constantly spin that one. I'm always singing that in my head. Just something about, that lyric, just thank God for me. Oh, my bitch gonna lie for me. Thank God for me. New G, you acting with the Tesla's G. Like, this song just infectious and continues to get stuck in my head. And the beats with the flip and the beat in there is just it just gets me going. I love that track so much. Second would be Like That by Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar. Next is Sixth Sense by Sam X. Pig Feet by Schoolboy Q featuring Childish Major. Beat It by Metro Boomin and Future. No Evil by Sir. An artist I haven't brought up, Ingo Kwe Un Angel by Kali Uchis featuring Peso Pluma. Bonnet by Tia Corinne. Instincts by Eric the Architect featuring Westside Boogie, and the last track is Poetry in Motion featuring Anderson .Paak. Now, my honorable mention for albums of the year / possible albums to make the cut at the end of the year, or Q Dis by Kali Uchis. Sorry for my butchering. I'd Never Been Here Before by Eric the Architect. Everybody Can't Go by Benny the Butcher, and Almost There by Tia Corinne. And still kind of working on my end of the year playlist, so you're gonna get to see what other songs are going to make the cut. These are albums that I still enjoy but haven't been constantly spinning like the others, but they will be getting some more rotations as the year goes by, so I can't wait to see where they're going to end up. Now I have to ask, did you agree with the albums that I have selected for my album year contenders at this point mid-year? Have you heard these albums, or what have y'all been listening to? What's a high contender to y'all? I would love to hear the options of what y'all be listening to, for I can give them a spin. There's a lot of things I've been missing. I've been more focused on movies this time around this year, and it's kind of weird, but I would love to find out what I've been missing out on. So definitely put me on for we can talk about it in the comments, talk about it on Twitter, talk about it on IG, talk about it everywhere. So put me on for I can do what I can do best and talk about some things that y'all are interested in. And remember, 500 subscribers is the goal. So let's get it going. So share with others for they can join the party. I truly appreciate y'all support and I love y'all all for it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again for another Rorvis Reviews. Peace.